Hello, my name is Seema Sharma, and I'd like to welcome you to Airstar International Academy's talk show, Waves of Opportunity, a space where professionals from aviation and hospitality share their lessons, their journeys, their challenges, and the decisions that have shaped them today. This show is designed to inspire young aspirants, give clarity to parents, and most importantly, break the myths and misconceptions that surround the hospitality industry. So, if you're a student standing at a career crossroad or a parent who's unsure whether hospitality is the right choice for your child, truly this episode is for you. Today, we are honored to host a distinguished couple from the hospitality sector, also proud parents of one of our students at Star Academy, which means that they continue the legacy of hospitality within their family. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Anthony Tony Oman, who's sailing the world with Royal Caribbean Group of Companies, the second largest cruise line operator, and his beautiful wife, Mrs. Meenakshi Oman. Welcome aboard with us.
Thank you.
How do you feel being here today?
It's a great pleasure and honor being over here. Thank you for inviting us. And especially, I'm here to see the progress of my daughter in your academy. And I would like to share a little bit of experience from my side since she's following my footsteps. And I feel really proud that she's going to be continuing her education.
That's lovely. So, with you being with us today, it only enriches our episode. Thank you so much once again for sparing the time and coming here. So, let's dive into the interview.
Yes,
Yeah,
sure.
we're intrigued to know your journey being at the sea and being in cruise for such a long time. Starting with the beginning, what was it that sparked the interest in cruise careers and how did it all begin?
All right. I actually was into marketing at the beginning of my career. As I finished my graduation, I wanted to do something. So I just didn't sit quiet and waited for somebody to come and give me the opportunity. I had my friends occupied themselves working in the marketing. They took me. I thought of just starting off with some, getting some little bit of skills, collecting skills. So while I was doing the marketing, there were many clients who came and suggested me, Anthony, this is not the right place. You need to be in the hospitality. You're very patient and everything. Then there on, I started thinking over it. And I had my friends who were working in the hotel industry. And fortunately, one of my best friends who suggested me that Anthony, I'm working in a 3-star hotel which is recently opened close to our hometown. You can start with me, I can help you to progress. So he introduced me to that hotel. I started over there. I worked in all the departments over there. I got the opportunity. Within 6 months, I covered everything: cash counter, service.
Lovely.
So I got to know what is hospitality. Then I started understanding that I'm developing myself. From there, I got an opportunity. I saw a news article.
Is it?
The hostess over there who recommended me, Anthony, you have a good potential. I think you should take this opportunity to apply in Taj Mahal Hotel at Mumbai. So I applied over there and I was luckily selected. I did my 2 years apprenticeship. I wanted to continue, but then opportunities continued. And there I was offered to join a cruise ship. So this friend who suggested me to join with him in the hotel, he first went out of the hotel and he joined the cruise line. So he advised me, okay, get your passport ready, and then you can apply for the cruise lines. I will give you the track how to go through the path. And I followed him. And he's a childhood friend, so I always trusted his thing. So he trusted me more than me. So I went with his decision. I got my passport. I applied, and I was so confident that I can pass any interviews. So when I went over there to the agency in Mumbai, there I applied and I got the opportunity. So before I could start with Royal Caribbean, I started with the Piero Cruises, which is based in UK. So I worked over there for a couple of years, and then I got a good opportunity to switch my career to Royal Caribbean. When I understood the cruise industry is a very huge industry, it's a growing industry, hospitality, like hotel. Like if you see your industry, the Airstar, I really know that this is very, very famous. From there onwards, I started with Royal Caribbean. Now I'm holding a rank of a galley operation manager. It's similar like a sanitation officer. and I feel really proud holding the 2.5 stripes. It's quite difficult, but very exciting. Then I share my information to my daughter, to my family when I return back home. While I'm on board, when I'm in my uniform, I talk to my family. I feel really proud, and I know that what position I'm holding and how I have achieved them. And every step that I have achieved, and everything that was countable for me, I always wanted that okay, somebody has to carry her. And there came Esther and my daughter. She figured out that this is the best place that I want to continue with what you want to. So whatever dreams I have to fulfill, now my daughter is going to follow the steps, and we both are going to fulfill it together. So I'm traveling the world, and my daughter is going to do the same, traveling with the Star International, and definitely what I see that she's progressing the way I'm expecting her to progress. I really have no fear that where have I put my daughter. She's continued with the education and everything, and this is a very trusted. I'm emphasizing more than this because I really like your academy, and I see the way my daughter is responding, the way she's grabbing things. Uh, and what else? I can explain many things. So there is a lot of things in the interview. I will still continue if I get something to share.
We have lots more, and I want to dive deeper into understanding how your journey has been. So, what does a day on a cruise ship look like for all the viewers or listeners who might not have had the opportunity to even visit?
Honestly, there is not a typical day you can say on a cruise line. Every morning you wake up, it's a different day. You have the different targets, different goals. You have thousands of guests that you have to go and face. No matter what mood you are carrying, no matter that you have not rested well or what, but when you step into your work, when you wear your uniform and you go, and you see people greeting in different ways, you have different nationalities that you have to face.
Absolutely.
You have thousands of good things and thousands of bad things that you have to resolve in that particular day.
Just thrown under the bus every
So
day.
everything good or bad is temporary on board. But at the end of the day, it matters when you get your good salary end of the month. And there we realize that okay, that whatever effort we have taken to achieve things, it's you have achieved everything. Means there is nothing to regret that why I am over here. You always say the grass is green on the other side. Every industry that you go. Now, if today I have to step out of this company and I have to go to the other company or for a better role, definitely things are going to be difficult. But as long as I know the environment is going to be cooperative and they're going to help me out, I put my trust and I show them that my potential, what I've learned from here, stepping into their place, I'm going to be there where I'm expecting to be.
Wonderful, very beautiful.
Yeah.
But because hospitality isn't only about giving service, offering service, it is about shaping your life, getting discipline in your lives,
Yeah.
and getting to know the global opportunities that lie ahead, meeting different nationalities and working odd hours, always being there for people and serving with heart and having that honest expression on your face and smile all the time, and that totally reflects. Coming to another aspect, of course, family-wise,
Right.
cruise life is something that is a little demanding or maybe challenging at times when you miss those special moments with your family. Take away for longer duration, longer hours, and how do you cope up? I'm sure the lighthouse of your house keeps everything anchored and the captain of the best. Absolutely. How do you handle that? And what is it?
Of course, for me, she demands and I have to supply.
Definitely. So it could be a little more motivating or inspiring for people who probably want to take this career, and a little guideline how it has had to cope up with staying away.
I would like to, before I forget, that's why I'm interrupting. I'm sorry. If you say that how she manages the house, means at a certain stage it's very difficult for a housewife or for a working woman. Even if she's a working woman, she still has to work in the house. She still has to balance the structure, the cycle of the family. No? So everybody will always go to her. Mother will go to her, husband will go to her, son will go to her. If she has a mother-in-law, father-in-law, they will all go to her expecting that okay, she will be the one to help us on spot. Yeah. So what I want to say is, once we know that she can handle it, and there is a trust that she knows that okay, my husband, he knows what to do. She trusts that I am going to handle things. If she demands something, I'm there. I'm going to support everything. She knows that my daughter is doing her studies, completing her education or whatever. In her place, she has everything. She has calculated everything. She knows that okay, every person in the house have their responsibilities. They are doing what they have to do, and she knows that they are looking at a bright future, a bright career. We have the trust in a family that there is everything in place. Then I don't think it's going to be difficult.
Definitely.
And for me, living far away, it's like a home away from home for me. I all these years that I've been working on shift, it's a contract. I work for 6 months, I work for 8 months, and sometimes 9 months. It depends, no? When my replacement is not there, I have to extend. Sometimes there's an emergency, I have to step back and I have to come early. So what? No
It
matter what,
varies. It
yeah.
varies.
So I'm just for 2 months or 1 month or sometimes 3 months in the house. So I spend a very little amount of time being at home. So when I go on board, I have a family where I have to take care of the people. Now at this stage, I realize that okay, I have my staff who's little bit somewhere too close to my daughter's age. So I really feel that okay, I have my people working under me, and then it's a benefit for me actually when I'm explaining, when I'm teaching them, when I'm coaching them. I teach them how to balance themselves, how to take care. At the end of the day, for the first 15 days, first time who's coming on board will always be negative, especially the age group now, Gen Zs.
Correct.
They don't care.
Absolutely. Very
They-
impulsive.
Very, very.
Very finicky.
So I got the idea from my children that okay, we are of the same child. This is how we behave. So my wife also she told me that you also be careful because sometimes we get triggered when kids back answer to us or whatever. So that is how I started understanding them, and then while keeping them in that loop for the first 15 days when they are paid the salary, there I go and trigger them. Then I go and make them realize, okay, now if you don't do your job, I'm ready to sign the paper and you can go. So they don't want to go then I take control. So it's fun working.
Yes.
It's now I feel good that I'm teaching somebody, I'm coaching somebody. Somebody takes some memories from me, some discipline from me. So I expect the same from my kids also. No? So when I come home, I always keep saying clean, 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 clean. Sometimes it's difficult to get that thing in place. But I cannot tell them, okay, sign the paper.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
giving all the due credit to the captain of the home. And it's nice to know that we focus more on growing rather than focusing on the effects of separation and being away from each other. Very rightly said that a home away from home because you're spending more time and your colleagues, you're around become like a family and there
Yes.
the bonding happens. Of course, there are challenges, but then on the broader perspective, if you want to make a career and eventually you start loving your profession.
I love my profession. Honestly, I really love my profession. And I always encourage all the parents, honestly, especially parents from our institute over here. I would like to give them a message that
Absolutely.
keep your trust in your
To hear
children.
from you.
We have to go with the generation. We have to allow the generation to think for themselves. But we also need to encourage them what is good, what is bad. How much are you going to allow your kids to listen to you or take their own decisions? When you make them feel capable of them
Yes.
taking their own decision, which I see that now I don't have to put myself in that situation where I have to keep on instructing my daughter, hey, do this, do this, do this. From the time she has said, or my wife, whenever I get a feedback from her that she's doing well, then when she says that, I know that I have trusted your academy over here. And this development I have seen only when she started with this because she did her graduation, she was blank. What next? What next? Because the same thing happened to me. And at this time, we are there as a parent to guide. But at my time, I didn't have my father who could guide me. So at a very early age, I was a little bit confused. What should I do next? What should I do next? But then I had my friends. I made good friends. So that is how. Means now I don't have to worry about my family, my daughter. I know that she's going to make a career, and definitely I'm going to be there. And you, as a very good teacher, uh, taking care of this thing and whatever she's giving you as a feedback.
We
It's,
take
I have no
pride
words to
in our
say,
students.
honestly.
Absolutely, their success is our success, and I hope parents who are listening to us today, they understand that times are changing, career landscapes are changing, and I think it's about time that you start trusting and believing your children. And if you give that belief, they shape futures very well.
Exactly.
So I think we are all products of a generation where we strongly advocate hospitality, aviation, and service industry because this is what brings a lot of changes in you.
Exactly.
And you learn skills for life. It doesn't come with an expiry date, like I say. So, one of the motive of doing this podcast with you or interview with you today is to give a live example and the true stories that you share very beautifully that apart in spite of all the challenges that we have, we still want to go ahead and pursue this career and life in this hospitality industry. It's wonderful having you today.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you so much. One last thing before we wrap up: how likely are you going to recommend Star Academy, and what made you take the decision to put Gracie Oman at Star Academy?
Okay, if there's anything above 100%, I would recommend that.
I hope you are.
You are very
Make notes and we'll see you soon.
Because you always say it's a 200%. But yes, for me, I totally agree that your academy is taking special care of the kids. Because the other day I met all the students in the academy.
Correct.
I didn't even know them, but I really salute the parents that they have taken the decision to trust their children and to leave them to do what they are aiming for in their life. And I know that each one of them is going to grow in this industry at a particular stage. And one last thing is that this hospitality industry, I will 100% agree because going back to the situation where we were in the pandemic in the 2000,
2009.
2020, yeah, I was on board. I was stuck over there. Everything was closed, abandoned, and we were all on the ship. All these ships were between the sea. We had no movement or whatever. Only our company, the hospitality, I can say, the way they took care of the crew. But we realized that when we don't have business, we don't have money, we don't have a career, but the hospitality industry, they kept it elevated.
Yeah.
I can't explain how well we did it at that time, but everybody praises us and we were rewarded. After that, when we started with the company again and we came back to business, we had a guest coming on board and we continue to serve them 100%. And that's why we are on the number one or number two today. And we look forward that our company grows and grows and grows. Hospitality. And the same with the Airstar. It's traveling all over the world, and I'm sure that every person, every individual working in, studying in over here, are going to make you feel proud for sure.
And all the parents.
Yes,
Those.
all the parents. So this is a special message from me as a parent to all the parents, and please trust your children and allow them to take their decisions. If you are not a good listener, you cannot manage your people.
First of all, thank you so much for having us here. Being from a family where my husband works on cruise, so travel and hospitality has been a part, always been a part of our lives. Seeing my daughter stepping into aviation feels like she's carrying that legacy along with her this forward. We are truly proud of my daughter Gracie at Airstar International Academy. I genuinely see the changes and the transformation in her. The confidence and the discipline and the professionalism what she's carrying, she's developing is remarkable, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I'm grateful to Airstar International Academy for nurturing her dreams and guiding us so beautiful. Thank you so much. And we both are very excited to see her fly high, literally and emotionally. Thank you so much.
For spending your time and coming.
Oh my God. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
This is Waves of Opportunity, where every journey teaches us there are many successes, some of them sail on the sea.